Drop it.
Yeah. Those Eagles, y'all. Phillies. Yeah. 76ers. Take 215. About to go live. We elite boy street Philly on the rise. Wise guys, no surprise. Haters will despise. We debate every take. Hit the like and subscribe.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Take 215.
Yeah.
My name is Deja. This is my dad, Ryan.
That right?
Thank y'all for tuning back in. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button
Please.
and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. We'll have all that linked down below.
Yes.
Thank y'all for getting us to, we are at 215 subscribers. So
215? What?
Yeah. What a
Boy, if I gamble, you need to play that number, 215.
I don't know. The only numbers.
I
don't know how to play no numbers. Just do parlays.
Oh, okay. Fandizzle.
Which my latest winnings, I think I didn't say it on the show last week, but I won $800.
What? When?
It was the Kansas City. Who did they play? They played a Sunday night against Tampa Bay. Yeah,
you were $800? Mm-hmm. Y'all want the money to pay y'all bills, ain't y'all?
Right. This is it's better than the lottery. The odds are more in your favor. Is how I'm gonna say that. Yeah. I think I had like an 8-leg parlay, and I needed Baker to throw for 200 and more yards, and he threw for 200 on the money. Wow.
Yeah. But you had to have other stuff with that, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I had Baker throwing for 200. I had Travis Kelce getting 60 reception yards, because he kind of
wishy-washy
this year. And then I had Pat throwing for 200, which I knew he was going to do. And then I had the Kareem Hunt scoring, and I think the other one I had was I had the Tampa Bay running back to score, and then I had K. Otten scoring, which is their tight end, and I knew he was going to score because they don't have Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. So Baker Mayfield.
So you was thinking about that thing?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield been feeding K. Otten because he don't have Chris Godwin or Mike Evans.
And how much money did you have to use of your own money?
I put 10 down, and they gave me my 10 back.
So you got? Oh man, okay.
So and I was losing it when Baker was at 199. And the only reason I got it because they went into overtime. That's the only reason.
Hey, look, y'all don't want to lose too much. Don't try that at home.
But hey, it's $10.
Hey, $10, yeah,
right.
yeah.
But even though when you go into the app and you can see how much you spend in your lifetime, then you might be like, oh, well, I keep saying, it's just $10. It's just $10.
But it's adding up.
Yeah.
It's adding up.
Yeah. So, but I have not spent more than I've earned, and that's how I can
Is spent a word?
Spent.
Yeah.
Spent is a word, all right? Like they spunt around.
Oh, spunt? I thought turned there. Spun ain't no word.
Spun. It's spun.
Oh, you said spunt. You put the Philly thing on it. You said spunt. I'm like, S-P-U-N-T, spunt.
That's just me being black.
Spunt.
But you can say, he spun around.
Oh, but I just thought I heard a T on it.
Spunt. He spunt around. It's
crazy.
definitely spent.
You so crazy.
Spent. I like spunt I like spunt.
Spunt. You went straight ghetto with
Hood.
it.
That's kind of maybe country
I ain't
too.
lying.
He spunt around.
Yeah, that's country more country.
He spunt around real quick.
He spunt around.
You heard that before.
Yeah, and wrench it off.
Wrench. I don't say wrench it off.
And not the screen, but the string.
And I don't.
Get your hands off that string.
And wash. They say wash. You ever heard that?
Wash.
Get you a washcloth.
Yeah, wash.
What is that? Why are they putting an R in it?
Wash, yes.
You're making it harder.
Like Chlorilla. Oh, call my daughter Chlorilla. Like Glorilla. I'm sorry, Chlorilla. I've been going Chlorilla.
She from Glorilla from freaking Memphis. She
got
a nasty accent.
You got some pretty cheap.
She say, what did she say? Cuban.
And cute.
She say she was trying to say Cuban on Cuban. Cuban on Cuban. They put an R in it. That's a nasty accent. You know her real name is Gloria Hallelujah Johnson.
Oh, Lord. Hallelujah? That's not her real name.
Yes, it is. Gloria Hallelujah. Glorilla.
Her mom must have been religious. So
They're very religious. They were very religious.
She went from Gloria to Hallelujah to Gloria.
They couldn't even go to real school because her mom. I watched she was on somebody's podcast. I watched it. They didn't even go to real school because her mom was so religious for a while. She
do some good interviews though. I love.
Yeah, she's very personable.
Yeah, man. Yeah. She got the it factor.
Gloria Hallelujah. That's as black as it gets.
Spunt around and got that name.
But anyway,
back to the lab.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and get right into the episodes since we got two games to talk about.
Yes.
First one was week. Oh God, what week was it?
Was that 10 or 9?
It was week 10.
Yeah.
Week 10. So we had 2 division games back to back. Week 10 against the Dallas Cowboys down in.
I done watched that game 3 times.
You a front runner. You only like
And I got the chance to pin my ears back. You know what I mean?
So we went down to Jerry World and got a W. We hadn't gotten a W at Jerry World since 2017, our Super Bowl run. So we hadn't, even though we've been splitting with Dallas the last 4 or 5 years, we have not won there in a while. And our
let me cut you off real quick. Sean gave me an interesting stat. He said we hadn't won there since 2017.
I just said that.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
You turning into mom.
Am I?
Yeah, because she don't listen to nothing I say.
I don't be listening to you.
Right. Didn't I just say that, Sean?
Oh, I didn't hear it.
But you was trying to cut me off to say it.
No, I know. I didn't think you said it.
Yeah, because you weren't listening.
Okay.
Anyway, so they hadn't won there since 2017.
I need to bump my ears around.
They had 1 year since 2017. And then the year that we went to the Super Bowl in 2022, Jalen didn't play that game. Gardner Minshew played. He started a good game.
Won.
Yeah, he did. So we haven't won down there in a while. And then Dallas has just been unbeatable at home for now.
I know. I don't know what happened.
Now they call it Scary World. This ain't Jerry World. It's Scary World.
Wow.
So a little bit of some stats. Jalen was 14 of 20 for 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Then he rushed for 2 touchdowns. And then Saquon had a mild day, 14 carries for 66 yards. And then A.J. Brown had 5 receptions for 109 yards. Cooper Rush was terrible. He was 13 of 23 for 45 yards.
Wow.
45 yards. And
pedestrian.
Yes. And yes, it's their backup quarterback, but you still throw for more than 45 yards in a game. You still, this is
Was that a testament to our defense?
I think a little bit of both. But you still need to break 100, or at least 45 yards. Dak has had drives where he's thrown more than 45 yards. But anyway, and then Trey Lance got in there and pissed up the bed too, so it was just all bad.
He peed down his leg.
Yeah. So then Rico Dowdle had 12 carries for 53 yards. They were kind of running the ball pretty good in the first quarter.
First quarter,
but we like to play with our food in the first quarter, so that game, I guess it was 7-6.
Yep.
It should have been 14-6, but Jalen threw a pick in the end zone.
Yep.
But it was a really good play by Trayvon Diggs.
He stretched out for that.
He did. And he abandoned his assignment, which was is he a corner or is a safety? He a corner.
Yeah.
So he's not even a safety. So he abandoned his assignment because he wasn't even on Dallas Goedert.
He sure wasn't.
I think he was on A.J. Brown or something. But obviously Jalen might have stared Dallas down.
Yeah.
And so he abandoned his assignment and stretched out.
But I mean, when I say he was stretched out.
I thought Dallas caught the ball at first.
Me too.
Yeah.
And he was like parallel. He was like stretched out because that was an excellent catch.
Yeah, so that was a good play by Trayvon Diggs. But it should have been that as soon as that happened, I was like, ugh. And then I think Cooper Rush, they had that one good drive after that. So I could show you here. So it started punt, and then they fumbled it.
Right.
And then we were able to score off of that. And then they scored a field goal, and then we threw the interception. So it kind of just changed the momentum a little bit with that interception.
Yeah.
But then Dallas really didn't get nothing going after that.
After that, yeah.
No,
And so because at halftime, what was it, 7-6 at halftime?
Yes, but after the interception, we punted. We both punted. They fumbled, and then we fumbled.
Right.
So they kicked a field goal off of our fumble. So they
got points off our.
And we didn't get nothing out for there because we turned around and fumbled it.
And they didn't get nothing off that interception.
No, nothing off the interception, but they got 3 points off of our fumble because Jalen fumbled it in the red zone, basically. But that's a shout out again. The defense, they were on the 4. They were on within the 10-yard line, so they were in the red zone, and they did not convert our because at that point it could have been 10-7 going into halftime, but we held them to 3.
Right.
So it was 7-6.
Right. So the defense stood fast.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, in the second half, it was just we just blew them out.
Yeah, on the second half,
we blew the doors off.
Yeah, because we came out because we had the ball at the. Yeah, we scored as soon as we came out, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, we didn't. That's it's just something about they get on my nerves the way they just play around with their food. That's the best way I can put it. And then it's just like they just take off in the third quarter.
And they don't do it on purpose. It's just
I don't know. Of course not. But it was we got the ball out of halftime and we punted it. They punted it. Then we touchdown, field goal, touchdown. Like we didn't look back after that.
We didn't look back after that.
Shout out to defense. We got 5 turnovers.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 turnovers.
Yeah, the defense is awesome. I mean, them young guys, man, is playing.
They
man.
are our secondary. DAIRY.
And they said I saw something on social media where Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship.
Exciting whites.
Yeah, since they're white, they call them the Ku Klux Clamps.
Ku Klux Clamps, yeah. And then they had a shirt on that said exciting whites and it had their faces on it. And that's a meme that had gone viral when anytime somebody white did something, they would show a picture of it. But it was in a wine store. So they had like red wine, white wine, and then behind it said exciting white. So they turned that into a picture.
And for everybody that knows football knows it's just no white people in the defensive backfield on hardly no team.
No,
I think we might got the only white people on our team back there.
No, I think JC Horn still plays somewhere. That's a white DB.
I thought he retired.
Did he? There's not a lot of them.
No, but I mean, now what you got like 2. I mean, I'm all happy for it. It ain't got nothing to do with race, but normally.
No, this is just not a. Yeah,
normally, you don't see white people back in the defensive backfield at all.
No, safety. There's more. There's white safeties, just not corners. There's white safeties, and they got Cooper and Reed.
But not that many of those.
Yeah, but there are. But they got. So we don't have any white corners. White corners are like obsolete. Like that don't really exist. But there are a handful of white safeties in the league.
I think Cooper can play a corner.
Yeah, I just don't really see him because then. I love Cooper, and I think he's doing a great job, but I think they'll keep, I don't know what will happen. They'll keep him at safety because even I remember the only catch that Terry McLaurin had was on Cooper. Was on Cooper DeJean, yeah.
But I'm with those 2 picks, with those 2 corners, I mean, with the 2 DBs in the draft last year, I mean, that was just some great picks, man.
That and picking up Zach Bond has been life-changing. So the 5 turnovers were, I'm trying to read out everybody that had a turnover. I think Zach Bond had a pick, right? Yeah,
Zach had a pick.
Let me get it pulled up here. CJ Gardner-Johnson had a pick. No, Zach Bond didn't have a pick. I think he had a fumble recovery. Reed Blankenship had a fumble recovery. Milton Williams had a fumble recovery.
How about CJ?
He had a pick. And then the 5th one was
fumble, I think.
I think that mainly they were fumbles.
It was a fumble when they were in the end zone when Zeke fumbled it. Who recovered that?
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, Cooper.
So those are all 5. CJ stayed in that game to get that pick because I was like, there was all backups in CJ. I was like, he went up to Trayvon Diggs, and no, I don't know if you listen to the mic'd ups, but I listened to him, and I hear somebody say, "You stayed." I think it was Jalen. Like, you stayed in to get that pick or something.
So he could have went out. I guess when
he was the only starter in. He was the only starter in. Because right after that, he got that pick at the 4th. I was like, because when I saw him back, I was like, why is he still in the game? There was all
everybody else there yanked.
Scout, yeah. But he wanted to get him one, but whatever. Shout out CJ.
Yeah.
So AJ had a really, really good game. And then of course Jerry Jones was Jerry Jones. So obviously talk about the whole Sun situation. So everybody knows
that man is
everybody knows AT&T Stadium, Jerry World has a lot of other things that go on in there. They have concerts. Like the fight last night was at AT&T Stadium.
Right.
Just to put into perspective what goes on there outside.
It's a big venue. Yeah, it's a nice venue.
It's like obviously celebrities, people go on tour. They go to when they're going to do a show in Dallas. If they're of that magnitude, they do it there. There's a lot of things that go on there. So he has a sunroof in the stadium, which it looks really, really cool.
Yeah,
but when you play 4:00 games in this time of year, the sun starts setting around 4:00 because it's dark by 5:00.
Right.
And then in Texas, I think they're an hour behind us or 2. Oh yeah. So think about a 4:00 game. The sun is literally hovering right there because it's about to start setting at 5:00 in Texas. And so there's curtains. Like when Beyonce goes there, because you think about celebrities that perform there, it's dark. So there's curtains that you can use. And so he got a lot of flack because
he can just close it.
But I don't even know if that was his responsibility to do, because what it sounded like is that it should have been somebody a lot lower than him to say we need to start closing it. But regardless, I don't even think the issue is about closing it. It's about Mike McCarthy and everybody else should know, they need to use it as to their advantage, but they're not. They're not.
That's why Jerry said on the corn toss, you should have known.
Yes, that's kind of what he was trying to say, but it came out like an old babbling man because it's like, what is he talking about?
Right. So on the corn toss, they need to know that.
Yes, and so that's basically what it can be used to their advantage. And obviously you never know how the game is going to go when the time is, but like, yes, you can use that to your advantage when the Sun, because CeeDee Lamb, I'm sorry, when they could have went up 10-7, CeeDee Lamb just didn't see the ball. Like, there was not a bad throw by Cooper Rush. CeeDee Lamb just did not see the ball. And he said, he's like, as soon as it happened, he was like, yeah. And then the post-game press conference, he's like, I couldn't see the ball. And so, they, of course,
but they made that a big thing. If he'd have known, it would have been a big deal like this.
But it is every year, though.
Yeah.
They talk about the Sun, and it's like every play. I watch podcasts, like every player's like, I hate playing in that stadium for that reason. Like, so it can be a kryptonite to other teams. Right. But it's not. They're such a circus show that they're not even thinking about. Okay, it's a 4:00 game. Let's make sure whenever we get the ball,
because they won the coin toss.
Yeah, so they could have said we going, whatever.
Right, exactly.
So, and I think it changes per quarter. Per quarter, it changes.
Okay.
So, but they asked him, Jerry, what about the Sun? And this is what Jerry said, and I quote, "We know where the Sun is going to be when we decide to flip the coin or not. We do know where the damn Sun is going to be in our own stadium." And then they asked him about it again. Why can't you just cover it? He said, well, let's tear the whole damn stadium down and build a new one. Are you kidding me? Everybody knows the same thing. Every team that comes in here has the same issue. I'm saying the world knows where the Sun is. You get to know where the Sun is almost a year in advance. Somebody asked me about the Sun. What about the Sun? Where's the moon?
Where's the moon?
So that was his.
Where is the moon?
He sounded like a babbling man with dementia. Where's the moon?
He brought the Sun and the moon.
And if I could find the audio, because it's even funnier hearing him say, what about the damn Sun? Where's the moon?
Where is the moon?
Talk about we know where the Sun gonna be a year in advance.
Where is your meds?
So it's just more. He's running a reality show. It's a lot.
And they be waiting for him at the elevator. He need to go sit down somewhere, man.
Yep. So where's the moon? Yeah.
I mean, that's just a circus. It's a really a circus because, I mean,
every week is
the owner is interviewing reporters after every game. They eating that up.
Yeah. And he's getting older now, so the babbling is getting to an all-time high, and he's saying things.
Where's the moon?
Yeah, and he frustrated, so he getting chippy. And and another reporter asked him, she said, how could you now kind of explain Dak's importance to this team? Like, obviously, like, yeah. And he said, well, I'm not trying to be funny or sarcastic, but you got the same arithmetic I do, right?
He said, he
said, we only won 3 games with Dak.
He's talking about we just as good.
Well, he's just basically saying they did only win 3 games with Dak. They would not have lost to us 34-6. It would have been a close game had Dak played. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and
it would have been closer.
It would have
been closer. I think we still would have won.
We would have pulled away, but I think we could have won by 10. But it
would
have
been.
He said you got the same arithmetic I do.
Like Dak, it didn't make no difference who's back.
I mean, they had only won 3 games with Dak. Trey Lance came in and he threw for 21 yards, and he was 4 of 6, and he fumbled the ball I think he fumbled the ball too. So it was just it was a mess. It was funny to watch, honestly. You told me you watched it 3 times?
Yeah. I said, I know what's going to happen this play.
So with that game, we had moved to 7-2, and we were.
But that was a huge win for me. Just
because you're supposed to blow bad teams out,
right? But just to win in Dallas, that done my spirit and soul a lot of good. Yeah.
Well, okay. And then so we had a short turnaround. We were the next game, week 11, was Washington at Philly.
Wow. Yeah.
So that game was Thursday. We won that game 26-18.
Yes, that was yeah.
Jaden Daniels was 22 of 32 for 191 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. We sacked him 3 times. Jalen Hurts was 18 of 28, 221 yards. He was sacked 2 times. He ran the ball for a touchdown one time, and he threw for No, he didn't throw for one. He just ran for one. And then Saquon Barkley had 26 carries for 146 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, and then he also had 52 yards receiving. A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert kind of contributed with, they both had 5 receptions. A.J. Brown for 65 yards, Dallas Goedert for 61. Devontae Smith, it was his birthday. Happy birthday, Smitty. Only had 4 receptions for 29 yards, but he had some key plays on third down.
Yeah. He became that big the last 3 or 4 games. Some big catches on third down.
Zach Ertz made his return too. He didn't get booed. They cheered for him, which, I mean, we love Zach. He cried like a baby when he had to leave.
I know.
So I knew he was gonna. They made him a captain. I knew he was gonna get a good reception, so they gave him a standing ovation. He had 6 receptions for 47 yards, and Terry McLaurin, they calling it only 1 reception for 10 yards, and they are calling it Guantanamo Bay. Welcome to Guantanamo Bay.
Hey,
put your seatbelt on.
Well, wasn't that so? Where does that reference come from? Something in the war?
It's a prison. Oh,
it's a prison where?
I don't know where.
Didn't they make a movie? It was a movie about that, wasn't it?
It's Guantanamo Bay. It's a maximum security prison.
Oh, was that when Nicolas Cage was in?
It's a real place.
I know, but it was a movie.
Guantanamo Bay detention camp.
Where's it at?
It's on a naval base in Guantanamo Bay.
Oh, snap. So Guantanamo Bay. So that's an island or what's
it's in Cuba. Guantanamo Bay, known as GTMO, is a United States military prison and naval base in Guantanamo Bay off the coast of Cuba.
Well, you got to be bad to go up in there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I think it's a prison. Oh, they had some Al Qaeda people up there. Lord have mercy.
Oh, so that's a rough. So when they say you on lock, so he really got you on lock.
Shortly after September 11th, this is when this opened. So it's a lot of Taliban was there.
Oh, they built that for for terrorists.
And
so Quinyon is holding them down.
And they calling it Guantanamo Bay.
Wow. Awesome. That is so awesome.
Because we'll get into it later, like his kind of what he's been able to do against some of the number 1 receivers. He always has the number 1 assignment. But anyway.
I mean, and that's huge for a rookie,
yes,
man.
a rookie. Like
that is huge.
He's not getting no picks because he got bricks for hands. He done dropped like 4 or 5 of them. But this is why he is a corner and not a receiver. But it might not show up on the stat sheet in a way where we can pull up Quinyon's stats and say like, oh, he's had this, he has that. But like, if you watching these games and you've seen the effect that he's had on these games, like he's obviously the NFL put like a picture up and he was in there for who might be defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
But he definitely should be up there at least top 5. I don't really know what a lot of other rookies doing, but he at least top 5.
Yeah, but so now Washington didn't even throw his Scary Terry way.
No, because the only time Scary Terry had 1 reception for 10 yards and Cooper DeJean was on him. So I watched some of it back. Like he's on him. On him.
And guess what? Cooper DeJean was on him because what he did is he went in motion.
Yeah, he came in motion. Yeah.
And Quinyon stayed where he was at.
Yeah. So
wow.
Jaden has been very careful with the ball, but Reed was able to pick it off in the 4th quarter. So the game was horrible for the first. Let's get into that.
Right.
So the first quarter, we drive the ball. I think we got the ball first.
Right.
I was like, okay, we moving the ball. We not going to start with this stupid stuff. We moving the ball.
Right.
Holding penalty killed the drive. We were inside the 20. A holding penalty killed the drive. Back up. Then we got a sack. Back up. So we were on like the 30 some odd yard line. I was like, okay, at least we're gonna get the points. Jake mixes the kick. Okay. So So
God. I don't even want to talk about him.
Instead of it going up 3-0. It was 0-0, and Washington did have a 3-and-out. Washington struggled offensively. This is the worst Jaden's look, but this is that Vic Fangio defense. Woo! He's throwing things at that rookie, and I don't know. I do think he's still a little injured. I think the ribs.
Yeah. He was playing a little timid.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So missed field goal. Then it was punt by us, and they scored a touchdown. Because the reason they scored the touchdown, they had a short field because our punter did something weird. There was such a bad punt. And then after that, punt. Then they tried Jake out for a 51-yarder. He misses that, of course.
Oh, God.
And then punt. And then we got a field goal. This is when they pissed me off. I walked away from it for a little bit, but then I turned it back on. We was in the red zone 30 seconds before the end of the half.
And got it, and got that 3 points.
Yeah, I think this was the one where either one, Jalen sailed the ball for AJ, or this is when he had to scramble and then didn't want to take the sack, so he tossed the ball.
He tossed the ball, I seen him just toss it like that.
So that was the end of the half. Then they come out and they score a field goal. We held them to 3, so it's 10-3. field goal, punt, and then touchdown. So this is kind of where, this is in the fourth quarter now. This is kind of where the game picked up. It was a snooze fest for the first three quarters.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of times division games can
it's
be.
like that. Yeah, it was a defensive
show.
It was a defensive game. But but still, even
that's me.
Even with the defense, even if it was a defensive game, the 7 points that the 2 missed field goals, that still would have changed the complexion of the game.
Yeah, and somebody was like, maybe Sirianni has known something that we didn't know. That's why he been going for
That's
it
what
all the
somebody.
time.
Yeah, that's what Simone said. Shout out to Simone. Said the same thing.
I don't think that that's the case. I really do think kicking is such a psychological thing, and I think because he sailed them all wide left, like even and then he mixed the extra point too. So
and
I
then
think,
almost missed.
Another extra point, yeah. So I really think
I was like, this guy.
And he's normally, last year, he's one of the best kickers in the league. So I really, like, right behind maybe Brandon Aubrey, like Harrison Butker, I thought that he was, like, right up there with them. And Justin Tucker.
And that guy from
but
Dallas.
Tucker's kind of.
But you know me, I'm a Philly fan. You know what I said? I said, cut him.
He's been so good, Pro Bowl kicker for the past 4 or 5 seasons. I think it's such a psychological thing for kickers. Like they get in their head and then I see when the game was about to maybe this is before Saquon kind of took off and busted loose for the field goal for the touchdown. They showed Jake over there and you could just kind of see him like going through the motions in his head. And it's
I seen him walking in the background.
Yeah,
like he was scared.
It's like, or he just in his. I think once you miss one, they just get in their head.
Yeah, because he was looking kind of crazy over there,
just pacing the sideline. So shout out Jake. I ain't ready to throw in the towel yet with him. We'll see we'll see on Sunday night against the Rams. I think he just had a bad game, and it happens. They're human.
And that's the worst game I've ever seen him play.
Ever. And I think that, and it's been a tough year for kickers. Like Deebo Samuel just choking out long snappers. It's just been a lot.
I ain't lying.
So I'm not ready to turn him loose yet because of what he's done for us.
Yeah,
so,
we'll see.
And think about last year, like him making 61 yarders in the rain in Buffalo.
Woo!
So I'm not ready to forget all that. And I do think maybe they pull somebody up from the practice squad, but I think that I think he gets back on track.
Yeah.
I do.
Shout out to Jake, man. Get it right, son. Get it right.
Normally he Jake to make, so we
go.
Yeah. So so we score. It's 10-12 because Jake misses the extra point.
Yeah.
And you can't even see the look on his face when he missed the extra point. Like he just don't even know what the hell going on. He couldn't even believe it that he missed the extra point. And so, but this is about being a good teammate, unlike Deebo Samuels. Did you see somebody said now Deebo? Did you see AJ Brown go up and try to choke?
I ain't lying.
Because San Francisco kicker missed 3 kicks that game too.
But Deebo looked like he had attitude when he walked in that game with them leather shorts on.
He looked like Saucy Santana.
He sure did. How he was walking.
Yeah, sassy. But
you tell me.
With the San Francisco thing, they said that Deebo went up to the kicker and was like, you need to lock in. And the long snapper kind of took up for the kicker. And that's when Deebo choked out the long snapper. But regardless, you didn't see that happening. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith didn't dare go up to our Rick Lovato and Jake Elliott and try to start choking people out.
I'm like Ramsey, old man acting like that.
So 10-12, and then after that it was pretty much just all birds.
Oh yeah, but the key moment for me was on that 4th down.
Well, after we scored our touchdown, they go for it.
Ooh.
4th and 2 on like the 30 or 29 yard line. I thought they was lining up to get us to jump. I was like,
Me too.
I thought I was like, we're going to be down by a point. So what do you think? Because there's a lot of people, even they're one of the best teams on 4th down.
Right. So, but they wasn't lining up for that. They, the coach said he was going for it.
I know, but that's what I thought. I'm saying that's what I thought when I watched it.
Right.
So they were always going for it. But do you think that they should have just kicked the field goal?
I think in the game like that where both of the offenses was kind of,
stagnant.
It was kind of stagnant, pedestrian. I just think they should have kicked that field goal. And because it
changes everything.
Yeah, I was talking to Sean earlier. Even though that would have put them up 13-12. And then
it changes how we call the game.
It changes how we call plays. We wouldn't have been running the ball, taking our time. We would have been passing.
There was still 8 minutes left on the clock.
Right,
so we might would have, but it would have just put the pressure. Like,
that's
we down.
The pressure.
Yeah, we down.
Pressure bust pipes.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
The Jay-Z lyric.
Oh, sure was, wasn't it? I realized that.
So I just think if it's a 13-12 ball game, Not that I don't think our guys would have panicked, but it just changes the complexity of the game. We have to, and then our kicker is going through it, so maybe we don't get in the field goal range.
And like a black man said, Jalen Hurts, he said
he was concussed.
Yeah, he said I don't remember that. Anyway, he said by them not getting the fourth down, he said we went into 4-minute mode.
Yeah. Even though it was 8 minutes left on the clock,
he said we went into 4-minute mode.
Let's just try to run it. Let's just try to run it.
All the play changing, the play calling changed.
Yeah, it changes completely. So I don't know. They are the best team on fourth down. One of the best teams on fourth down.
They was 11 out of 12 on fourth down, the best in the NFL.
Yes, but football is situational. Like,
I think last year we was.
Yes, something like that. But football, what'd you say? Oh, yeah. He bobbled a snap.
Oh, he bobbled
because it was weird. And Jalen Carter come flying through. He bobbled a snap.
Right. But shout out to Reed Blankenship.
Zach Bond made the tackle.
Right, but see how Reed shot through there and hit his ankle
a little bit, and then Bond came in and smacked
and closed out.
Yeah, it was just all bad. He bobbled the snap, and then Jalen Carter got to him a little bit, so he had to run. And then at that point, all the defenders coming over there, they ain't gonna let you. Yeah.
And Bond, oh man, they need to pay that dude.
They need to extend him because right now he on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, and look, he made a secure tackle by lowering his shoulder and
knew he had to get him out of bounds.
And spun him right out of bounds, man.
Yeah.
Zach Bond, man. I mean, Saquon is that dude, but with Zach
Bond and Saquon has really been,
Bond and Saquon. They need to make a song about that.
Difference makers. But yeah, I think that it was stupid. I think you need to take the points. Who do you think he is? Nick Sirianni?
How the game was going.
Yeah.
How the game was going, you need to take the points at that point.
And keep in mind, they were 3 for 12 on third down.
Wow. And we was 9 for 16.
Yes. And so just to put that into perspective, and all of their third downs were very manageable. And think about the play. It was 31 and Brandon Graham gets back there. Or Jalen Carter or Brandon Graham.
That guy. And shout out to what's the other Georgia guy?
It was Nolan
Smith. Shout out to Nolan. Yeah, appreciate that. Shout out to Nolan. He got him a sack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Nolan is playing more. And guess what? Who ain't playing that much?
Bryce Huff been in there. He just quiet. He don't do nothing. Bryce Huff is in there. Zero is out there. I see him. He just don't do nothing.
I don't hear his name called.
Because he don't do nothing, but he out there on the edge. I see him.
We need to put him on a milk carton box. He is missing.
So I just don't think they should have went for it because of all of their third down plays.
Yeah, and how the game was going.
All of the third down plays were very manageable, and they were not getting any of them. Like they were getting stuffed on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 and 3.
But you know what though? That's what they do because we was like that like last year. That's what they do. They go for it on 4th.
Well, it's kick the field goal. It's situational.
Yeah.
Like
he would like to have that one back. I'm glad he didn't kick it.
So yeah, we'll just personally just like plays and when things are called, it's not all equal. It's turnovers ain't created equal when certain things happen at certain times in the game. I just think that was a killer. Like you knew that you weren't able. You knew that both offenses were struggling, and he did say, and people did say that even if they kicked the field goal, they knew that they weren't going to be able to protect a 1-point lead. Right. They said just with the type of offense that Philly has, realistically, the Eagles probably still would have went down there and got points. So,
right. But still, that was like a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
As far as even if they didn't get a first down, just the time off the clock and everything.
Yeah, I think we still would have scored if they go up 12. If it goes up to 13-12, I think we still score. And then that's what Dan Quinn was kind of saying, But I just think it creates a little bit more of an urgency with 7 minutes left. And Jalen's going to throw the ball a little bit more. Yeah, we still going to run it, but I think it just changes the complexity of everything.
And then Saquon is just I'm going to start nickname him Closer.
Yeah.
He's just, man, that guy.
So then after they turn it over on downs, we go 5 plays, and 3rd and 3, he hits a whole run and runs in for 23 yards. Ran in there untouched. Shout out to the offensive line. Cam Jurgens is going to be our Jason Kelce. Yeah,
you see how he could bring that coin and get that? Yeah.
And he pancaked the boy. He hit the boy so hard the boy got up and ran the opposite way.
Yeah, he didn't know he was there.
Yeah, so I think I'm really and Cam Jurgens was one of the people that of course Jason Kelce picked out when we drafted them.
And is this Cam's second year or third?
Third, but last year he started, but he played and he was like a guard or something.
Right.
And then he moved over. They drafted him like 3 years ago.
And I don't want to hear. We love Jason Kelce. Jason is the man as far as leadership and things like that. But let's just quit talking about the tush push ain't gonna work no more because Jason's gone.
It's not as good.
It's
it's not as good.
I think
the numbers. It's in the numbers.
But look, I just think this guy's doing a great job.
Yeah, but it's and then we have Mekhi Becton who wasn't there last year with it too. But I was a lot more confident when we lined up with it with Jason Kelce.
Me too. Yeah. But this guy's gonna be a stud too.
And it might not be in the tush push, but it's gonna be in something. Like obviously he's great, but
and the running game changed because Mailata came back.
Yeah, Mailata back. Landon Dickerson got hurt there a little bit, but he came back in the next possession. So then after the touchdown drive, then Jaden kind of starts pressing, stares down Noah Brown, and Reed Blankenship is there to pick it off.
Look, I love the way that guy danced, man. He be getting it in, don't he?
Yeah. So got the interception, and then after that, we was just trying to run the clock out at that point. 2 plays, Saquon runs it in for 39 yards, and then so they did score after that. And then Zach Ertz did get the 2-point conversion, and they tried to do an onside kick.
Right,
yeah. So really, we should have beat them 33-10. If you talk about the 7 points that Jake took off the board, and then the defense just let them score at the end of the game. So, but anyway, all in all, we needed that win. Now we create some separation between us and Washington. We're now 8-2 with a commanding lead in the NFC East. And then we do have we have 3 more division games. We play each person once. Yeah, so we play Dallas, Washington, and the Giants one more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so
we got Baltimore and the Rams left.
And Carolina. So I think that hopefully the Commanders can lose.
Me too. Hopefully the Commanders can lose another game. So
I don't
maybe Cooper Rush should put something together.
He threw for 45 yards. You gotta stop saying that.
Hey, look, Cooper Rush they got to go to Dallas. I think.
Dallas, what has that meant this year?
I know, but something is telling me that Dallas is going to win next week.
I don't know who they play next week, but
Washington. Yeah.
You think Washington going to lose 3 straight?
Yes.
No.
I think the Cowboys going to come to play.
No.
They're going to get the sun out their face. And,
no, Washington's on a...
No, they ain't on the bye till week 14.
They on the bye week 2. I thought they played. I thought Dallas played the Texans next, but I guess not.
They play Washington.
Yeah, but looking at Washington's schedule, the only game that I see that they could potentially lose is to us or Atlanta. That's it.
Yeah, right.
That's all I see.
And hopefully we can. Hopefully.
But we've created the separation, so now if we beat them again, that'll be good. But even if we don't, we've already created a little bit of that separation, so they have more. They have some ground to make up. Whereas if say they lose another 1 or 2 games, or we lose one more, we've created that separation. And depending on who has the better division, right now we have the better division record. But
if they lose one more, that would be good. Then we wouldn't have to really sweep them.
Yeah, but I just want us to because I honestly, I was tired of hearing about it. Like, they really thought, Jay. He's played great. But the caliber of the teams that they have beaten have been they've not beat anybody with a winning record. And that's just what it is.
And everybody they lost to had a winning record.
That's what I'm saying. And people try to say that, the Philly is going on this 6-game winning streak, but they haven't really played anything. It's very funny how Joe Burrow is a top 5 quarterback in the league, aside from when you trying to compare him to Jalen Hurts and Jalen Hurts beating him. I feel like every time Joe Burrow is in somebody's top 5, but every time they talk about who the Eagles have beat, suddenly Joe Burrow is a terrible quarterback.
Right.
They try to sweep over that one. That offense is very, very good.
Yes, it is.
Cincinnati's issue is their defense, and the offensive line a little bit, but their offense is really good.
What do Washington? They don't have to play Cincinnati, do they? No.
They already did. They beat them.
They beat Cincinnati. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's the cat. That's the cat.
But anyway, final thoughts, takeaways from that game.
It was a great win. And I just look back on the miscues, how on these past games, how our score could have been
larger.
Our score could have been much larger.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't done everything that we can. Like, it's still a lot to clean up.
And so also to say this about that, if we play a clean game,
it could be scary.
It could be scary.
Yeah, it could be really, really scary. So it all looks really, really good. Defense is like number 1 overall now. We have allowed 1 touchdown in the last 6 games.
Wow.
I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Was it 1 in the last 6 or the last 5? Because outside of this, starting the Bengals, I think it's 5 because not the Bengals, because obviously they scored.
So it had to be the last 5 games then.
Yeah. So against, starting with the Jags. Well, they scored 28 points. So, they scored 23 points.
So wait a minute, don't play.
What you talking
they
about?
might don't. Who do? Washington might play the Jazz next week.
No, they don't play
Dallas.
the Jazz. Yeah, it's Dallas.
Who played the Jags? Somebody I was concerned about.
Did we? Not?
Detroit played the Jags next week.
How did they get their points? Did they saying that we've given up 1 touchdown?
Who?
I'm trying to look at the game against.
No, because Jags, they had a touchdown at the end.
Oh, they had a fumble. They're not counting because the defense didn't give up that touchdown because it was a scoop and score. So our defense didn't give. Remember when Saquon fumbled it? They scored off of that.
That's right.
They're not counting that.
They're not counting that. All right.
But they scored 2 touchdowns against us. So against the defense. So I'm really not sure. I keep hearing people on shows say they've given up 2. We've only given up 1 touchdown in the last 5 games. And
maybe it's 3 because I know Jacksonville scored 3
times, but 1 was a fumble, so they scored.
They scored
twice.
a touchdown.
They scored twice.
So maybe they
there.
got that stat wrong. Maybe
they've been saying it on every show I've been watching.
Maybe it was 2 touchdowns.
So that's 2 against Jacksonville scored 2 touchdowns against us, and then Cowboys didn't score any, and then the Commanders scored 2. So that's 4 in the last 1, 2, 3 games. I don't know where they're getting the 5 games from, but anyway. Regardless, our defense is, we're top 3 in all the top 5 categories. So as far as points allowed, we're giving up 13.5 points a game in the last 6 games.
Okay.
So and they was like, who can beat the Eagles scoring 13 points? Nobody.
And we have a miscues with penalties and things like that, and so I'm proud of those guys. Them young guys is balling. Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
Nolan Smith, all those guys, they balling out.
Looking good. So next week we got the Rams on Sunday Night Football. I don't know when our second Kelly Green game is. I don't think it's against the Rams. I know we got another Kelly Green game. It might be against, I don't know. But it's anyway, we'll have another one of those coming up. But Sunday Night Football against the Rams, I didn't see what we are favored by. I think it's just 2.5 right now, which we'll see if that goes up. Rams can be good.
Yeah, they got Cooper Kupp and they got their boys
and
back.
And Puka Nacua. We have beaten them for the last 4 seasons. We have beaten the Rams. So
who they got to run? Who's their running back? They got
Kyron Williams. He's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. I ain't really worried about nobody running against us, though. To me, I'm more so
worried about the pass?
Not really. I ain't really worried about nothing. I'm worried about Jalen up against their defense because I feel like our defense will hold on.
Yeah, because they got a young boy that's D tackle that's pretty good.
Okay, so we played the Rams. Where is it?
Is at the Rams?
At the Rams. So we got a long road trip.
Yeah,
cross country road trip.
I'm glad we had this little mini bye.
Yeah, and then after that, we don't have to get on a plane after the Rams game. We don't get on a plane. Oh, okay. After the Rams game, we don't get on a plane because we going to Baltimore. That's a bus ride. And then home against Carolina, home against the Steelers, at Commanders is a bus ride. Home against the Cowboys, home against the Giants.
Wow. So, so these next 2 games.
Right. They ride the bus to Baltimore.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that? 3 hours?
No, Baltimore's only about an hour and a half.
It's longer than that.
Not from Philly, it ain't.
Because
I done drove it.
I know, and I didn't rode it. So, but I thought it was about, when you got to Baltimore, I thought we had 2 hours.
No, it's about, we get to Baltimore. Baltimore is about 90 minutes.
I can cancel all this out right now with a Google.
It's about 90 minutes. It's about 90.
Hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So about traffic, probably about 2 hours, depending on when. But yeah, so they don't get back And I don't know where Landover, Maryland is, but they don't fly there either.
No. So I am these next two games.
That's a 2-hour bus ride.
If we can go 1-1 on these next two games, hopefully 2-0, but if we need to beat the Rams.
Rams, Ravens, Panthers,
right.
And Steelers. Those are the
next
I
forgot we got the Steelers coming.
That's the next 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's good that we don't have to do any large or long, extensive traveling. We got this long West Coast road trip, and after that, there's no more planes.
We don't have to go. Yeah.
There's no more of that. No
more planes or trains.
Just little rides. Or already getting on the train. Probably a bus.
They get the bus. Yeah, they got a charter bus.
But yeah. So early thoughts on score predictions for the Rams game?
We favor by 2.5. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go 24-17 Eagles.
You think low scoring? You don't think we break into I feel like we're gonna get into the 30s.
We might, but I'm just if we can make some field goals, or some extra points.
I'm going 35-12.
You gonna put a parlay on that too?
No. But anyway, you got anybody you want to shout out?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Mello back there and his teacher, Mr. Monahan. Is it Monahan, Mello? Monahan. Shout out to Mr. Monahan. He's a big Eagles fan. He had all that Eagle gear on his desk when I went to have a little meeting with him Friday. Shout out to him. And shout out to Deputy Harris, for the Eagle apparel. Yeah.
Okay. And real quick, guys, I did want to mention we will be going live against the Baltimore Ravens. So when we play the Ravens, we go.
How long? Are you ready for that?
Yeah, we gonna go live.
For at least about a quarter, right?
Yeah, I haven't. We don't know how long we're gonna go, either a half or a quarter, and it'll be the second half of the game that we will go live. So make sure y'all tune in. That is going to be Sunday, December 1st. That's a 4:25 kickoff. So we'll probably be going live somewhere around 6:00 or so. We'll put some graphics up. We'll kind of put a post up to let y'all know when we get the set time. And
bear with us because this is.
I told him let's do it because I think it's going to be a fun, electric game. If we know the Ravens' defense is not that good, so either I think our offense is going to soar and theirs won't, or both offenses will soar. Right. So I think it'll be an entertaining quarter blackety black. This is the Super Bowl I think people want to see. So
let's do it.
We're going to go live. So make sure y'all are subscribed and you have on your notifications so you can know when we go live. We'll share it on Instagram and TikTok, and we'll post here on YouTube too, so y'all know exactly when that's going to take place. So that way you can come join us, kick it with us, hang out with us, watch the Battle of the Birds.
Yeah.
Battle of the Birds.
Battle of the Bizzards.
Well, without further ado, we will sign off. My name is Deja. This is my dad, Ryan. Again, thank y'all for watching another episode of Take 215, and we will see y'all later.
We out. Philadelphia Slim. Me.